Having me again. I had so much fun the last time. When you asked me to come back, I jumped at the chance. Excellent. Well, I'm going to jump right into things here. It is always an honor and privilege to be invited in to speak with folks in our business to share a little bit about what I know and a little bit about what I do. And being on time, staying on time, starting on time, running on time, and respecting other people's time are such extraordinarily important issues of professionalism in our business that I always like to thank everybody who took the time to be on time. Thank you for being here, ready to go. You know, caffeine, nicotine, whatever it takes you to get through a session learning here in the beauty and barber business. From this point forward, I'll point out anybody who does show up is in fact technically late. And as a barber and beauty professional, you know how to give them the "you're late" look. So when they come walking into the chat in the group here, just stare them down, give them that look. You're late. Let's go, get in here. But I'm excited to share this program. It was billed as these 5 tips for immediately boosting your product revenue. And I have 5 at the back end. There's some stuff we're going to cover before we get there, but I will, as I always like to, hold true to the program description and give you those 5. But I'm going to give you way more than the 5. It is March. We're 10 days in. It's about a third of the month of March. St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. This is the 3rd month of the 1st quarter of 2025. So we can't really call it the beginning of the year anymore. Spring is in the air. It is almost 70 degrees today here in Chicago. I was down on the Gulf Coast of Florida last week for a program at a school. I caught some of my first fish of 2025. I couldn't do that at home because when I left, some of my water was still frozen up here in the greater Chicago metropolitan area. But spring is in the air. It's that time of refresh and renew. Couple of good thunderstorms to kind of clear things out, and it's going to be a great season. It's going to be a great spring. It's going to be a great summer, and it's a great time to be doing business in the beauty and barber business. It's also a great time to sort of double down on your business, to double down on the things you're doing to grow and the things you're doing to be effective behind the chair. You know, we've got Mother's Day, we've got Father's Day, we've got graduation season, we've got wedding season, we've got Easter and Passover. We're in the midst of Ramadan, I believe. There's a lot going on in springtime, and we should just be right now rolling up our sleeves and getting busy, focusing on our business. And one of the pieces of our business we really want to focus on is the use, recommendation, suggestion, and transaction. That's 4. Let's make it 5. Use, recommendation, suggestion, and transaction, and restocking. Because once you sell it, you got to buy more of professional take-home products. If you're a barber or stylist, most of those conversations are hair care. But let's not forget anybody else in the wide world of beauty, from a nail tech to an esthetician. I think estheticians have some of the greatest product selling opportunities out there. You've got, 0.5 ounce jars that sell for crazy amounts of money, and the profits and the margins are insanely good. Massage therapists can even sell product. So product is what we want to focus on, and those dollars that are yours. Now, when we talk about these dollars, I don't want to be rough on you right here, but I got to be honest with you right here. And I want to challenge each and every one of you to look at your booking app. I want you, and whatever platform you use, whatever software, most of us use some form of electronic booking these days. But I want to challenge you. Somewhere in your booking app is a button that says reports. It's a reports tab. It might have a different name, but that's what it does. It aggregates data from all of what you do every day. And if you click the reports tab, somewhere in there, you can gain statistical insights on your clients. And one of the features of almost every booking app is the answer to the question, who are my best customers? Your top 10 customers, or your customers ranked in descending order from best. Usually best might be has spent the most money year to date. Best might be frequency of visit. Best might be by average ticket. You may be able to look at all of these different dynamics, but one way or the other, your software will let us answer the question, who are my best customers, no matter how you want to define it. And my challenge to you is this. Let's get in the car. Let's go on a field trip. Let's drive to the house of your top 10 best customers. Let's go in the house and let's go in the bathroom. I am willing to bet, I will bet you a donut. I will bet you a chocolate frosted donut with sprinkles. That's right. I'm going to bet the good donut. I'm going to bet you a chocolate frosted donut with sprinkles that 100% of your customers, of your top 10 best customers, every one of your top 10 best customers has hair care product in their bathroom. Now, again, I'm going to use the term hair care product, but if you're a nail tech or an esthetician or you're in some other role in the industry, you hear the product you need to hear when I say that. I'm going to speak in one language and you'll know what I mean. So I'm going to bet you that 100% of your top 10 customers, all 10 of them, have hair care product in their bathroom. Now I'm going to make you a second bet. I'm going to put another donut on the line. Now, anybody that likes donuts knows a donut is good and a second donut is not so good. Doesn't taste as good. You don't feel as good afterwards, but I'm still going to put it out there for you. The second donut is the bet that 100% of your customers have hair care product in their bathroom, and over 90% of the products that are in your top 10 customers' bathrooms, 9 out of 10 bottles or more, did not come from you. They didn't buy them from you. They bought them somewhere. They bought them at Walgreens, Rite Aid, CVS, Ulta, Walmart, Amazon. They bought them somewhere, but there's a pretty good chance they didn't buy them from you. And we need to address that. We need to get around that because those are your dollars. That is your money that went to somebody else. You're leaving the dollars on the table. And if I'm sitting at the table with you, you leave money on the table, I'm taking the money. And you should have that same attitude. It's important to recognize that when we talk about hair care product in the United States of America, we use a B. We talk about hair care product dollars in the billions, not an M, not the millions, a B. Billions of dollars. That's a lot of money. And some of it is yours. And today, I'm going to give you rock solid, actionable strategies to get your dollars. If you've got questions along the way, we've got the chat open. There's a Q&A function here. I know Kristen is here monitoring all of this. She's welcome to jump in and interrupt me. It's hard to interrupt me. She's welcome to jump in and interrupt me if we get a question in the moment that's just got to be answered. However, we will allow time on the back end of the program for some active Q&A. She'll be taking notes. She'll be checking the chat. She'll be aggregating these. And I'm going to put her on the spot now by saying that if you don't ask some great questions in the chat and along the way that she can ask me later, Kristen's going to make up some really great questions, and she's going to ask me those too. So we're going to have stuff for you in the Q&A as well. So in order to get into the solid material that I want to share here for this program, we first need to divide all of you up into two groups. And I'm going to let you self-assign. I'm going to let you decide which group you want to be a part of, because you fit into one group or another, the first group or the second. It's up to you to decide. Some of you are in the first group, and the first group is beauty and barber professionals who really sell nothing and want to sell something. You really don't sell much of anything at all, but you get it. You wouldn't be here on this webinar if you didn't think product sales matter. So group one is all of you who sell nothing and want to sell something. Group two is all of you who sell something and want to sell more something, who recognize, yeah, I'm getting sales dollars, I'm just not getting enough of them. I'm going to argue, and you can raise your hand if you think you're in a third group. I'm not really going to talk to the people in the third group. The third group are the people who are selling a ton of stuff and they don't want to sell anymore. I don't think we have any of those people. I can't imagine our industry has any people who are selling enough and don't want to sell more. So you're either selling nothing and you want to sell something, or you're selling something and you want to sell more. One way or the other, you're in group one or group two, group A or group B. So I'm flipping my notes over. We're on page 2 of the notes. I've got 3 tactics. We promised 5 tactics. I've got 6. I've got 3 and 3 in 2 groups. And then I've got a group of 5. So I really have 3 and 3 is 6 and 5 is 11, but not important. What's important is let's make some money. So if you are in group 1, if you sell nothing and you want to sell something, these are my 3 top tips to jumpstart a product sales initiative, a product selling program in the beauty and barber business. You're selling nothing, you want to, and when I say nothing, if you're selling 1 bottle a day, 3 bottles a week, it's nothing compared to the billions of dollars that are in the business. So technique number 1, here we go. Rubber meets the road. We're getting meaty, we're getting nitty, we're getting gritty. Technique number 1, it's what I call the core item concept. It is the idea that it's impossible to know everything about everything, but you can know a lot about one thing. Pick an item. Go to your shelves and pick an item. If you don't have a lot of items on your shelf, go to the store, go to the supply house, pick an item. And pick an item that I call a broad spectrum item. If you don't know what I mean by that, the other term I use for it is what I call an everybody item. I'm going to show you an example of one. Pick an item that can reasonably and honestly, and the honesty is important here. We never want to suggest anything to anyone that they don't need. We don't ever want to suggest anything to anyone that they don't want. We don't want to suggest anything to anyone that's not right and appropriate for them. We want to be honest and we want to sell from a position of integrity. So here's an example of an everybody item. This is a product, it's a Clipper Guy product. It's got my name on it. I make it with a company here in Chicago called John Amico Hair Care. But this is called Multi-Wash 3-in-1, hair, beard, and body wash. This is an everybody item. What I mean by an everybody item is every single client who sits in your chair can reasonably and credibly use this item. If they've got hair, they wash their hair. If they've got no hair, but they've got a beard, they wash their beard. If they've got no hair and no beard, I'm not sure why they're in your shop, but they can wash everything from the top of their ears all the way down to their feet. It's an all over everybody item. Thick, rich lather, moisturizing, really great item. But you can talk about it, you can use it, you can suggest it and recommend it to everyone. What this lets you become is this lets you become a narrow expert. You know everything you know. Product sales generally come from confidence. You will talk about that which you know, and you will talk about things that you are confident about. So pick your core item, one item, and know everything there is to know about that item. Usually it's the front of the bottle. This is multi-wash 3-in-1 hair, beard, and body. You don't need to know all of the little stuff printed on the back in order to be confident. It's great to know. That's need to know, nice to know. Need to know on the front, nice to know on the back. Know what you need to know to suggest and recommend your everybody item, and then do it. Actually suggest it to everyone. Now, I will also mention this is positioned primarily as a guy's item. Hair, beard, body care. You see beard on there, there's not a lot of women that are going to think it's for them. Number 1, it's a great moisturizing shampoo. Anyone can use it. Color treated hair loves this product. However, number 2, women, your female clients, wield an incredible amount of influence over the guys in their lives. I'm going to argue that in some cases, you can sell more of this to your female clients for their male family members, boyfriends, husbands, children, uncles, grandpa, whatever, you name it, can be buying and using this product, even though they themselves will never use this product. So there's an incredible amount of product opportunity in that one everybody item. Pick your core item, usable by everyone, and use it or talk about it, discuss it with every single client you've got. That is tactic number 1. Tactic number 2 is what I call item of the month. Again, this is for people who don't have much in the way of sales at all and really need to jumpstart it. Pick an item, any item, literally any item that you stock. Order a bunch of them. Order 24. Maybe you normally order 2 or 3 at a time. Order 2 dozen of this item. Put a huge pile of this item on your front desk, right up front in a high visibility, high traffic area, and label it item of the month. Now, you are going to mention the item of the month to everyone who sits in your chair. I always use this as an example. Maybe the item of the month is a shampoo for thin and fine hair. and you say, yeah, Ivan, but not all of my clients have thin and fine hair. I don't care. You're going to tell them about it anyways. You're going to do your job. How many people here, raise your hand? You can use I think there's a hand raise function here on Zoom. Raise your hand if you know somebody who doesn't do their job. You know somebody who doesn't do their job? I expect to see a lot of hands right now. Of course we do. Everybody knows somebody who doesn't do their job. At the end of the day, just do your job. Your job is to talk about the item of the month with every single customer, even if it's not appropriate for them. Hey, we have an item of the month this month. It's shampoo for thin and fine hair. Now, I know you don't have thin or fine hair, but it's the item of the month and I need to tell you about it. You never know when they're going to say, hey, that might be great for my sister. Or, hey, I don't have thin and fine hair, but my mom really does have thin and fine hair. Do you think that would be good for her? And all of a sudden you have a conversation, or the client says, oh, yeah, thin and fine hair. Yeah, you know what? I don't have thin and fine hair. What do you recommend for my hair? And all of a sudden you're having a hair conversation about an appropriate product that is not the item of the month, but you used the item of the month to jumpstart the product conversation. Some people just need that little nudge. Some people need that little help. Some people need that little push to get them into the product conversation. That's number two. Number one, core item. Number two, item of the month. And rotate it out. And by the way, know your customer traffic. If you cut a lot of short hair and people come in every 3 to 4 weeks, item of the month is good. But if you do a lot of longer hair and you see clients 4 times a year, the item of the month could run for 2 months, 8 weeks, maybe even 10 or 12 weeks before you turn it over, because not all of your traffic has seen the item of the month. Now, there's another world in which if you run the item long enough that someone comes back in and you attempt to tell them about the item of the month and they say, oh, yeah, you told me about that last time I was here. Well, then you have the opportunity to say, well, did you buy it? Did you try it? What'd you think? Or, oh, you didn't buy it? Why didn't you buy it? Well, it's not right for me. Oh, well, let's talk about what's right for you. And all of a sudden, we just use it as a way to step into the bigger conversation we hope to have. And by the way, time out. When we talk about having conversations, I talk about this and you're listening to me and it just rolls off my tongue. I just flow with it. For me, it just comes so naturally. And I recognize that may not be you and it may not be everybody. It may not be as comfortable for everybody and it may not be as natural. But I have a tip for you there as well. And some of you may know where I'm going to go. What's my tip? My tip is practice. The only reason this is comfortable for me, the only reason I can flow this so seamlessly is because I've done this for almost 40 years. I've been in the business a long, long time. I've heard every possible objection to buying product. I mean, every once in a while they come up with a new one. Usually the best tactic then is just to be surprised. Wow, I've never heard that. Let's talk about it. And then we get a conversation going. So let's just pause and recognize that practicing these tactics at a staff meeting, practicing these tactics at dinner with a family member, practicing these tactics with a client who's a close friend. I think you probably have a client where you could say, hey, Jennifer, look, I need your help. I really need to make some money from product. And I'm really not comfortable talking about product. Can you help me? Can we talk about product a little bit? And you know what? Yeah, that'll help. I just want to check. Somebody's got a question here. There you go. Yeah, comment here about in the chat about making and selling their own products as opposed to buying an established. They use the word reputable company during the service and retail as a package deal. Great idea. Absolutely, great idea. Step up the game and take it up to the next level. I love it. Is that Kawan? It looks like the name might be cut off. It may not be Kawan, but maybe more syllables after Kawan, but we'll take Kawan. All right, great contribution. Happy to have you chime in there. Number three on the list of I sell nothing and I want to sell something. Buy one, get one half off. You're selling a little bit. You've got a little bit of trickle there. Now, Ivan doesn't believe in discounts. I don't like to discount anything ever, especially my services. But what I like to discount is product, because product discounts do not undermine my price integrity. They don't erode the value of my services. The products come from somebody else. So we don't mind cutting them a little bit. Now, if you're doing the standard markup and margin, buy for 6 and sell for 12, double your money, 100% markup, 50% gross margin. That should all make sense. Yeah, there was another syllable there. Kawani, sorry about that. Just the way it appeared in the chat, I only saw up to the N, and I had a feeling there was something else there. No worries. All right. But if you're getting those standard margins, you can afford half off. When you sell a product at half off, buy one full price, get one half off. First of all, it feels like a huge deal for the customer. Second of all, you're not losing any money. You're breaking even on the second one. And third of all, you're moving volume. This will increase your purchases with your distributor. This will make you a larger, more important customer that they will look to take better care of and help them grow. And that half price product on which you broke even becomes a bit of a sampling initiative. That product is in their house, they're using it. And when they run out of it, when they want more of it, they're coming to you to get it. So here's our 3. If you've got no sales and you want something, the core item concept, the everybody item, the item of the month, and the BOGO. Buy one, get one half off. All 3 strategies designed to take you from nothing to something. You ready to move to the next one? I'm ready. The next thing we want to talk about is those of you that have some sales and want to level up in a big way. More. You want more. I'm going to give you my 3 tactics for more. More tactic number 1 is 3 little simple words. You're selling some stuff. So anytime anyone ever buys anything, you want to ask a simple question. Anytime anyone ever buys anything, you want to ask the question, you ready? Ready to write this in your notes? I want you to get this question down. Anytime anyone ever buys anything, you ask the simple question, is one enough? Is one enough? 3 very small words. Now, back in the day when I had my shop, we used to print this, is one enough, on little stickers, little file folder labels. Not a file on your computer, but a real file with paper in it. We'd print a file folder label that said, is one enough? And we would stick those labels on the inside lip of the drawers in the styling stations. Every time you opened a drawer, you saw inside, no, customers couldn't see it, was inside the drawer. But when you looked down into the drawer, you were standing there, you looked into the drawer, it said, is one enough? We had those little stickers on the back edge of the front desk. So if you were standing behind the front desk looking at a customer, at the top edge of the desk where the client couldn't see it, it said, is one enough? Anytime anybody ever buys anything, you ask the simple question, is one enough? And the reason that this is such a powerful sales building tool is that almost every possible answer to that question results in sales growth. So let's review the possible answers. Now, there is a chance that the answer is going to be somebody's buying a bottle and you say, is one enough? And they say, yes, one's enough. We're good. We made a sale. We sold a bottle. Move on. Next customer. Let's get on down the road. Other than that situation, when someone is buying a product, never in the history of sales, when someone was offered a product, if you offered them a second one, no one has ever said, well, I don't want the second one. And since you offered the second one, now I'm not going to take the first one. That's never happened. Offering the second one will never kill the original deal. Have the confidence to understand that. You'll never kill the sale. You got a sale. Now you're looking for more. Is one enough? So what does the client say? Is one enough? And the client says, yes, one's enough, but do you have a bigger size? Sales just went up. You should stock larger sizes, especially with guys. Guys want to buy big. They want to buy it once. They want to forget about it. So if you sell a bigger one, sales went up. Is one enough? Well, maybe not. Maybe I need another one for my fill in the blank, my boat, my gym bag, my vacation home, my second bathroom. I think I'm normal. You've listened to me for 30 minutes already. I'm not normal. I think I'm normal. I am currently involved in a relationship with 4 bottles of firm hold styling gel. I have a bottle of firm hold styling gel in my bathroom. I have a bottle of firm hold styling gel in my travel kit, which I never unpack. I have a bottle of firm hold styling gel in my gym bag, which I take to the gym. And I have a bottle of firm hold styling gel in the master bathroom upstairs, but my wife doesn't let me go in the master bathroom anymore. So I am currently involved in using 4 bottles of firm hold styling gel. No, I come from a world in which one is not enough. Is one enough? You know what? One's enough, but do you have a little travel size to go with it that I could refill as I use it? Sales just went up. They bought a travel size. You know what? One's enough, but do you have a no, give me 2. Just give me 2. I'll take 2. It doesn't matter. Whatever you ask, almost every answer, when you ask that is one enough question, sales go up. Anytime anybody ever buys anything, you ask the question, is one enough? It's a simple question. Tactic number 2, 6 powerful words, and they don't come from our business. These 6 powerful words come from the Golden Arches. That's right. They come from McDonald's. We can learn a lot from McDonald's. Real simple. Do you want fries with that? Do you want me to make it a combo? So easy in our business. Every item we sell, every single thing on our shelves has a companion item. It has a go with item, has its partner item. If somebody buys shampoo, sell them conditioner. If somebody buys hairspray, sell them shampoo. There's only 2 things we do in this business. We get hair clean and we get hair dirty. When hair is clean, we want to make it dirty so it'll style. When hair is dirty, we want to make it clean. Buy a gel, get a shampoo. Buy a shampoo, get a conditioner. Buy a conditioner, get a shampoo. Buy a spray, get a paste. Buy a pomade, get a wax. You know the combos, you know the pairs. You buy a hairspray, get a vent brush. We have some brushes up front there, or we have some combs up front there. You buy you buy thermal protectant, get a flat iron. You know the combos. We can do this all day long. It's a great idea for a team meeting to sit around and match up the natural combos for the products and the items we sell. But you got to ask. And I think it's a great idea for ownership or management to pre-combo up these things, to take, we see this all the time in retail environments where they take like a big fat rubber band, or they take a piece of ribbon or a bow and they tie products together and they pre-make the combos, make it so easy for people to buy more. Tactic number 1, is one enough? Tactic number 2, do you want fries with that? And tactic number 3, custom made for the beauty and barber business, and that is the notion of selling systems. Systems. The product company that I work with, I like to describe it as a brand of brands. And I think many professional lines are broken out where they have their products for color treated hair, products for curly hair, products for dry hair in need of moisture, products for thin and fine hair. These systems are designed to work together. And when you serve a client who fits a niche, who fits a category, you bring them up front. Hopefully you talked about product at the back bar. Hopefully you talked about product at the chair. But when you bring them up front and you grab shampoo, conditioner, mousse, spray, and wax, this is the system that you need for your hair. In order to replicate the salon experience that we had today, this is your system. Now, there's a sales tactic at work here some of you may have heard of. And when we talk about selling systems, I always like to bring up this tactic. We affectionately refer to this tactic as ask for a pony. Let me explain how it works. You want a hamster? You want a pet hamster? Ask for a puppy. If you ask for a puppy, they don't want to get you a puppy. They'll give you a hamster. If you want a puppy, ask for a pony. They don't want to buy you a pony. If you ask for a pony, they'll buy you a puppy. Ask for the pony. Go big. Go pie in the sky. Ask for the big ask. And when you end up settling, you win. Don't be afraid to ask for the pony. It's a classic sales tactic that's been out there for a long, long time. And by the way, when we do talk about sales tactics, I would like to put out the idea that if you haven't done it, and I don't care how long it's been since you went to school, how long it's been since beauty school, since college, since high school, go look up your local community college and sign up for a basic selling class. I'm sure your community college has a class labeled something like Sales 101 or Introduction to Sales. Community college courses and credits are super cheap. It's not a lot of money. It's easy. And you know what? You will be amazed at the things you will see, learn, and experience that can be applied directly to the things that you do every single day behind your chair. Now, we're going to get to Q&A shortly, but before we go there, I got to give you the 5. I got to give you the 5 that were in the description. These are my 5 tips, and we're going to go through these fairly rapidly because the meat of the program here today was the I sell nothing and I want to sell something. I sell something and I want to sell more. But these are our 5 tips, and everyone can apply these to what they do. Here we go. 5 tips. Number 1, use product in your hair and use product in their hair. And this is important because this goes to what we call usable product knowledge. Usable product knowledge is product knowledge gained through the use of the product. Product knowledge is not reading the little print off the back of the label. Product knowledge is knowing what happens when I put that gel on curly hair. What happens when I put that wax on thin and fine hair, good or bad. I used to have my team members were required to use every product on their own hair, even if we knew, even if we had a young lady with thin, fine blonde hair down the middle of her back, we put wax in her hair. You would almost never want to put wax in that kind of hair. But as soon as you did, you knew exactly why you don't ever want to put that wax in that hair. That made you more knowledgeable as a professional. Use product in your hair, use product in their hair. Number 2, talk about product. When we say talk about product, notice I didn't say sell product. I said talk about product. Here's what you want to talk about. Simply what it is. Clipper Guy Multi-Wash 3-in-1. What it does, it is hair, beard, and body wash. What it is, what it does, why I chose it for you. This is an important piece. What it is, what it does, why I chose it for you. I am recommending this product for you because. Why I chose it for you will usually be what we call a because statement, which is a sentence containing the word because. What it is, what it does, why I chose it for you, and how to use it. You're going to put a little bit of this in your hand. You're going to get it wet in the water. You're going to rub it around, and you're going to get a ton of lather. That's all. Don't overuse it. You get a lot of lather. The first time you use it, you're probably going to use too much. And next time you're going to use less because you don't want to waste it, but you get a ton of lather out of this shampoo. What it is, what it does, how to use it, and why I chose it for you. Talk about products. Number 3, ask for the sale. This is an important one. How many do you want? You going to take one today? Can I wrap that up for you? How do you want to pay for that? These are all examples of trial closes, one of my favorite ones. How do you want to pay for that? Most of the time, somebody will say cash, credit card, and the conversation's over. Ask for the sale. When we poll, we do exit polls in salons, asking people, how come you didn't buy anything from the salon today? The overwhelmingly popular number 1 answer for why people don't buy is no one asked me to buy. We can fix that problem by asking. Use product in your hair and in their hair. Talk about product, what it is, what it does, how to use it, and why I chose it for you. Ask for the sale. Number 4, take notes. We're back to the booking app, client files. In the notes area, if you recommend a product to someone and they don't buy it, write down that you recommended it and circle back to it on their next visit. If you recommend a product to a client and they buy it, write it down in the notes. So when they come in the next time and say, hey, you bought triple wash, what'd you think? So that we can reinforce the positive decision they made last time, or we can double back and get the sale we didn't get the last time they were in. And number 5 on the list, follow up. Use the notes that you have and follow up with the client on a subsequent visit. Sell them another bottle of what they liked. Sell them the go with product, the fries with that product. Sell them the other products in the system that they need and that they want. Use product, talk about product, ask for the sale, take notes, and follow up. It's things we can do with every single customer. Whether you're selling nothing and you want to sell something, or whether you're selling something and you want to sell more, today, I think we've given you some powerful tools that you can use to make these kinds of things happen. So that's about 40 minutes that we've been talking here. I want to invite Kristen to either pop back with us visually or just auditorially. And let's talk about some good questions that we've got. You know, as Kristen mentioned earlier, I want to remind you, you're going to get a link to be able to review this subsequently. I know I talk fast, and I know I pack a lot of information into a program like this. So I want you to be able to go back to it so that you can make your notes make sense and you can make this information make money. Kristen, what do you got?
I got a couple for you already. And I didn't make any of these up, by the way. These just came naturally. So for reference to start, so the first one came from Kimberly. Kimberly said, I worked for a salon who gave 3% of the service amount as a discount for product. It was a small amount, and honestly, I'm not sure it's enough. Any suggestions on what a good amount would be?
I think that's an interesting concept. It's not one that I've come across too often. The idea of acknowledging with the client a product credit coming from their service. Now, a couple things. Number one, let's just say the number is 3%. If you're offering a client a 3% product credit, if the client spends $100, they have $3 in funny money to spend at the product shelf. I love that. Now, they don't get it in the form of a discount. If they spend $100 on service, they don't get to apply. It's not a 3% discount on their service. You don't owe me 97. You still owe me 100. Okay. But you've got a $3 credit at the shelves. I love it. I think the question of how much it should be needs to be tied to how much does the business have to play with? And what I mean by that is if you're going 100% up, so you buy it for 6 and you sell it for 12. That's 100% markup, 50% gross margin. Out of the 50% that is profit, you've got $6 to play with. Now, if you're commissioning your stylist on the $12 sale at 10%, that's about $1.20 off of. Now you're at $4.80 profit to the shop. With $4.80 profit to the shop, just under $5. You know, if you went 10% of the service, that would be $10. If you give them a $10 product credit, you're losing money on the product. That doesn't work. I think the 3% is probably not a bad place to be because it's 3% of the service and that dollar amount applied to the product. Now that's $3 off. In that scenario, the shop is still making $1.80. It's not the kind of margins they tend to like, but if it needs to be that incentive to push the customer over the top, I'm good with it. But I don't think they can afford to make it a whole lot more than that. And that's assuming the haircut or the service was about $100. As the service price comes down, that 3% represents less money. So, I mean, use the example of a $20 haircut, 20 times 3, that's 60 cents off on product. That might be not enough to boost somebody up and over. I think this concept is really, really good on higher priced services, on color and things like that. Maybe chemical services, maybe extension-based services, things that generate more revenue. But I think on pure haircuts alone, the money may not be enough to provide a bit of an incentive. But in principle, I love the concept.
Oh, and Kimberly followed up with, I like funny money. I mark up 100%, pay 15 commission to stylist. And thanks for breaking that down. $3 per 100, especially color services.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for color, I think it's
It looks like I've been froze for a second.
Remember I said leaving money on the table? I think there's a lot of clients that are going to look at that and go, hey, if I got $3, not allow that money to accrue or roll over. You spend it today on today's visit or you lose. Bingo. Good stuff.
Fantastic. And then Kawani said, this has been so insightful and I can't wait to start implementing. Thank you. Just a little side note there. Another one is I've been out of school for a few months now. I'm a mobile esthetician at the moment and currently don't sell products, but I want to start. What's the best way to get started without spending a lot of money up front?
You know what? I love that question because it's important, especially for newer people in the business, to recognize you don't have to spend $1,000 on a huge manufacturer intro. Go back to one of my tips. One product. Find your hero product, magic sauce, something that you really love, something that you use on your customers, and buy 6 of them. You don't want to carry the world with you. You got 6 of them in the trunk of your car, your mobile. You bring one of them in with you. You've got your working product. You're going to use it. You're going to talk about it. Like I said, use it, talk about it, suggest it, ask for the sale. When you sell it, next, go to the trunk, take the next one out, put it in your kit. And I call this flipping bottles because what you're going to do is you're going to buy 6, just 6, buy 7, 1 to use and 6 to sell. Double them up, buy for 10, sell for 20. When you sell 6 for 20, 6 times 2, it's $120. You take $60 and you put it in the bank. You take $60 and you buy 6 more. And you continue to flip your product. You continue to leapfrog with that one item. Build some experience, build some comfort talking about it, build some traction with your customer base. And when you're comfortable and confident and you're moving that item, pick a second item, then add another thing to the mix. And I promise you, the salesperson from your favorite brand wants you to buy 15 items. Resist the temptation. Start with 1.
Amazing. The next one is on that same vein. I've been wanting to create my own products with a company for a long time, but the first company I priced that venture out was way more expensive than I initially wanted to spend. And it's more than if I just stayed with the known brands that I currently carry. Is there a cheaper way to approach this possibility?
It looks like you're back.
Right back?
Okay. Yeah, now you're back.
Oh,
You
perfect.
started reading this new one. I've been wanting to start product. Go ahead.
No, I've been wanting to create my own products with the company for a long time, but the first company I priced that venture out with was way more expensive than if I just stayed with the known brands I currently carry. Is there a cheaper way to approach this possibility?
The answer is there's always a cheaper way. I don't know who you started with. I don't know what kind of products you're looking to do. Some of these companies have very high minimums for what are called custom private label. If you're formulating the product from scratch, you've got a lot of startup costs, you've got a lot of inventory costs, and it's a high bar to get in. If you're using branded product from somebody else, obviously you can buy small onesie twosie and do whatever you want. In between those two choices is something called white label. White label is the process where you're not starting from scratch. They have a product. I'm just picking moisturizing shampoo. It's for them, it's got no label on it, just moisturizing shampoo. You can either buy that in blank bottles and you can have stickers made and you can sticker it and they'll give you the ingredient deck and they'll give you all the things you need to be properly, legally, safely labeled, and you label it yourself, or they will produce the labels and apply the labels for you, but you're selling what's called a stock formula, meaning you're not starting with a clean sheet of paper, you're not starting from scratch. Truth be told, and on those, the minimums are much lower. The cost of entry is much lower. And again, I always say start with 1 item. Don't overdo it. But truth be told, most of the white label products that are out there are very, very, very good products. And in some cases, the white label guys are the guys you're already doing business with that are selling the same sauce in a blank bottle. So don't make the mistake of thinking just because it's white label, it's not going to be good quality product. But I think if you look into white label and if you Google white label, shampoo manufacturer, you'll find tons of them out there. And I think sometimes at that level, it's better to deal with a little guy who's local. If you're in Atlanta, there's a little guy in Atlanta that's doing this. If you're in Chicago, same thing. You don't need to be shipping liquids from California where you've got massive freight too. So you can play local, you can play well, and you can play hard.
We have another one from Kiwani. If I buy my product on sale and want to double the price, would I retail it at the discount price or the regular price?
That's a great question. I love it. I love the way you're thinking. The answer is some people, when they buy, regular price is 6 and you sell it for 12. If it's on sale and you buy it from 5, you can pass along the savings and sell it for 10 and you're still doubling your money. Or you can do what's called taking margin lift, meaning instead of buy for 6 and sell for 12, you buy it on sale for 5 and sell it for 12. Now you're making a little extra money. So when you can buy on sale, and some people do a little bit of both. That technique is called buying in. So for instance, it's regularly 6 and you sell it for 12. It's on sale for 5. You buy a little bit and you sell it. And right at the end of the sale, you tell your salesman, on the last day of the sale, I want you to call me. And on the last day of the sale, when he calls you, you say, give me 48. Buy bigger than you normally do. You sell a few of them on sale to pass the savings along to incentivize your customers. And the remainder of them, you sell over the next period of time and you get the margin lift that way. So you make a little more money after the sale.
Amazing. I have another one. Oh, wait.
Kiwani likes margin lift. I like margin
Loves the
lift
margin
too.
lift. Who doesn't? Amazing. We have another one. I have a team of 17 in my salon, and I'm great at talking to them directly. I've just never been great at selling to customers directly myself. I do have 2 team members that are amazing at it, but does it hurt my leadership if I ask them to speak to the subject to the rest of my team?
Does it hurt my leadership if I empower, if I engage, if I encourage members of my team to assist in taking management responsibility and in taking leadership roles? No. I think a good manager recognizes talent, acknowledges talent, empowers talent to use their talents to benefit the entire organization. I think you're a great leader if you're willing to raise your hand and go, I'm not really good at this, but I got 2 girls that are really good at this. I think that makes you a better leader. And I think it's a better leader if you own it. If you say, you know what, I'm not the best product salesman here, but Meredith and Jennifer, boy, you should see their numbers. And I think we can all learn a little bit from these guys and then let them run a meeting. Why not?
That's it. We got another one from Barbara. Do I buy from company and use the price they offer online, or you sell how to make a profit?
Yeah, I actually understand that question in spite of the fact that it's written a little tricky. The answer is most manufacturers will offer what they call suggested retail pricing. And most of them will suggest 100%. So buy for 6 and sell for 12. That being said, I work with a brand who does not dictate retail pricing. And because the brand I work with is not found everywhere, and because we tend to do a lot of really good business sometimes in smaller markets, we kind of fly under the radar. And what that means is people are selling based on the quality of their service and their relationship with their customers. So I will tell you, I know of situations where people buy for 6 and sell for 20. They're able to take substantially greater markup. I think you can't do that with, if you're selling Skippy peanut butter that can be bought at 17 different grocery stores, there's a little bit of competition out there. But if you're selling, artisan peanut butter, hand ground, with locally grown chilies in it for spice, you got a bit of a unique item there. That peanut butter is going to cost you a little more money. I'm not sure why I went with a peanut butter analogy. I think it's lunchtime.
I'm getting hungry. Oh, perfect. Versus thanks. Let's see. Do we have any other questions in the chat right now?
It's a great subject. I mean, there's so much, and I love when there's enthusiasm and interest in this topic because I go back to billions of dollars and it's our money, and we need to make sure we're not leaving it out there for somebody else. And, the Walton family does not need another vacation home. Jeff Bezos does not need another rocket ship, but my kids need gym shoes and yours need to go to summer camp. And that's our money.
Absolutely. Looks like we don't have any more in the chat as of right now. But if anyone does after this webinar, I will drop in the links for Ivan's website again, just so you can contact him directly, or if you have any related to EBS side of things, you can email me directly, and also drop the link in there so you can drop anything into the message box as well. But if that is all for today, I want to go ahead and just say a huge thank you again to our amazing guest host, Ivan. Really, really appreciate you and all of the work that you do. And another reminder just for everybody in the chat. Oh, sorry, Connie says, can we give an update on how it goes? Absolutely. I will drop Ivan's email. It's his website, but his email is in the website link that I'll send over. So then you can email him directly and you guys can connect one-on-one about it.
Right on my website, there's a button that says talk to Ivan. If you click on that, you can message me directly through the website. As long as I'm not on an airplane, I answer all my own questions every single day. I do have my online mentoring academy, which is not a haircutting academy. It's a business building, non-technical focused program to help you grow your business, and retailing product is an entire chapter of that online academy. So my job is to help you build and grow your business. And Elite Beauty Society provides us with a fabulous platform to be able to continue these conversations. And I don't know that we want to say too much about it yet, but I'm going to be back in April.
That's a little bit of a spoiler, but well, we'll call it a trailer right now. Yes, so everybody just keep an eye out for something big coming
I'm
in
not saying
April.
anything else.
Perfect. Amazing. Thank you all so much again. So happy you all enjoyed. And then again, as a reminder, this webinar is being recorded, so you will be receiving an email in a couple of days with your own copy of this webinar that you can rewatch, replay, rewind, and relax while you listen to ways to boost your product revenue ASAP. Thank you all so much again. It was amazing getting to host this webinar with all of you amazing interactive attendees. And of course, once again, Ivan Zoot, the industry icon himself. Thank you all so much. Oh, Barbara, hurrah to you too. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you at the next one.